What's up, Buttercup? Thank you for joining me again for my Spooky Scary Skeleton season 2023, I might add, book wrap up. And I am exhausted still, even after a couple of days, because on the 31st, on Halloween, I partied with my neighbors. And I didn't hydrate enough. So I'm just really tired. And then I had to run a bunch of errands on the 1st, and I'm like, why did I do that to myself? Because I don't want to go out of the house, but I had to. So I'm extra tired. And then I randomly worked my retail job for like 3 hours. Because I took off for like the second half of a work day, right, on Halloween, because hey, party, yes. And then the burrito, instead of a burrito, it's a burrito. I had to remind myself how to say that, at Chipotle. And it's usually, in the past, they changed it. It starts at like 12:30. Yeah, it started around where I am at 3 p.m. So I basically just worked my retail job for 3 hours, and then I went to Chipotle for 30% off, and I just got a bunch of stuff, and that's my lunch. So I had it for dinner and for lunch. I loaded it that much, right? For $13, yes, thank you very much. So I kind of have like a rice blur. That was a lot of rice, but I love it as well. I needed some carbs on Halloween and November 1st. I just have a slight carb hangover and also wine hangover. We drank red wine because it's the blood of our enemies. I was dressed up as a punk rock vampire. It makes sense. And we got 7 trick-or-treaters, which is actually really good. And we still have a bunch of candy. So what I'm doing is I'm totally bringing the rest of the candy to my retail job and just gonna throw it at people. I'm not eating that at all. I cannot. It's still a full bowl. And I am blanking out with my thoughts more than usual, so that's why I have coffee here. And this is the last time you will see my Halloween mug, but I wanted to do a little bit of a Halloween theme because this is the October wrap-up. And I usually do have, those 3 really cute Target candles, but we use them up. So I just have the potions, which I think that they're gonna probably stick around. They're really cute. Can be spooky all year around. So I'll probably just keep them around this huge bookshelf that you only see like 10% of and just rotate, I'm gonna rotate my spooky potions and my mugs that you can kind of see somewhere around here, and then my other stuff from my grandmother. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into my book wrap up. These are in order of when I finished and rated them, by the way. So, number 1, Slewfoot by Brahm, 5 out of 5 stars. Amazing. Fantastic. Did a book review on it. If you haven't checked it already, I suggest you do so. Number 2, Sour Candy by Keelan Patrick Burke, and that's 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did not know that it's cosmic horror, and with cosmic horror, H.P. Lovecraft and horror, whatever, goes both ways. The supernatural beings don't have to make sense, which, okay. So yeah, and that's why it's 3.5 out of 5 stars. I was trying to figure out why, and what is this, and why is there a ritual going on, and just why. There's a lot of whys, and that's just kind of how that goes with Lovecraftian horror. I haven't even read Lovecraft. I just looked it up because I was confused. Glad that that popped up though, and the explanation was it doesn't have to make sense because it didn't make sense for me. Yeah, that was an interesting experience. I liked it, didn't love it, so 3.5 out of 5 stars. Number 3 is Mapping the Interior by Stephen Graham Jones, and that was 4 out of 5 stars. Number 4 is Womb by Duncan Ralston, and that's 1 star. Please take Anatomy 101 class. Thanks. Number 5 is Double Dead by Chuck Wendig, and that's 4 out of 5 stars, though you do have to suspend your disbelief quite a few times, so that's why it wasn't 5, but it's really fun. Number 6 is Rosemary's Baby by Ira Levin, and that's 5 out of 5 stars. I did a video on that. Please check that out because Rosemary's Baby is amazing, and I'm gonna do a movie comparison with the book as well sometime soon, whenever that happens. It's free on Amazon Prime, so why not, right? It's a classic book, a classic movie, you gotta do it. Number 7, this was very random, and it's a short story, Birthday Girl by Murakami, and that was 3 stars. Patrick sent it to me. It's like, I don't know, 16 pages, and it was 3 stars. Nothing amazing, but it was interesting enough that I finished the short story, right? Okay. 8, The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. It was 3.5 stars, and I rounded it up to 4 on Goodreads because it's like literary spooky fiction. I wouldn't say horror, but you could, I guess it is horror because it's still middle grade, but it's literary, and the ending was very sad, and I was like, oh, okay, interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's a graveyard ghostly retelling of the Jungle Book, so it's really interesting. I wouldn't have bumped it up to 4 if it wasn't, or if I didn't enjoy it, but I didn't really realize that it is literary. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to think too deeply on it because I'm too tired for that. Number 9, The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, and that's 5 stars. It's perfection. I also did a book review on that, and I couldn't finish the movie, but the book is excellent. Number 10, Doll Bones by Holly Black. That's 2 stars. I don't think I'm a Holly Black person. I'm not a fan of her writing. Her stories are very interesting, but the writing not so much. Number 11, Murder at Honeychurch Hall by Hannah Dennison. That was 1 star. Yeah. I got that at the little library for free, and then 2 days later I returned it. I hope someone else finds it and really enjoys it. That book was not for me. The dialogue was unrealistic and cheesy. Number 12, The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. That's 4 stars. I read this short story after I finished The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, and I like both of them. Yeah. I can't say like one's better than the other. I guess if you are making me choose, I would choose the TV show only because there's just so many references to other Poe works, and I just find that really fascinating. Number 13, Maeve Fly by C.J. Lee. That's 5 stars. I did a video on that on Halloween. I kind of sort of got dressed up a little bit because I was already going out, you know, to my Chipotle / retail job adventure, so I was like, well, let's just film. But I actually had added more blood to my costume later in the day for the trick-or-treaters, And you can see that picture on the community tab and on Facebook if you're interested in what I look like as a punk rock vampire fully decked out. It was a great time. I scared quite a few people, and I didn't have fangs in because I lost them. So I just kind of looked like a vampire minus the fangs, and it still got people. So hey, I am rocking it. And the last book is 14, Queen of the Damned by Anne Rice. I DNF'd that, no rating. I got like almost 200 pages in to a 450 page book, and I didn't care. The writing is just too much for me. The vampires, all of them, whine and bitch and moan and poor me, why? Okay, I can't do it. And I promised myself with the vampires that I was going to write that I wouldn't do that because I can't stand it. I can't stand the brooding and the whine and poor me, I'm immortal. Okay, no, I can't do that. So my vampires that I write aren't like that, and I just can't really stand them when they're whiny. That's kind of why I don't like Angel. But I like Spike. Actually, I adore and love Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's not whiny. He broods a little bit, just a little bit, okay. But he is a bad boy, and he gets shit done. He doesn't whine about it, and if he does, it's just a little bit, and then he actually goes and does something about it. I prefer that vampire over, I just whine 24/7. I can't help myself. Ugh, okay. That's basically Anne Rice's vampires. And I'm so sorry for the Anne Rice fans, but I cannot. Maybe you can, but I can't. So I'm going to give up on Anne Rice as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great Halloween, and I'm excited for November. I will be posting my book haul and nonfiction November TBR soon. So I'll see you then. But in the meantime, cheers and have a great rest of your day. Bye.